Hi, I'm Michael Sinoff, founder and CEO of HardToFindSeminars.com. For the last 5 years, I've interviewed the world's best business and marketing minds. Now my challenge is to build the world's largest free resource for online, downloadable audio business interviews. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and today I'm going to show you the skills you need to survive. Setting up these entities is kind of like offense and defense in a football game.
Absolutely. It goes back to my favorite motto. Control everything, enjoy everything, but own nothing.
Hi, this is Michael Sinoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Get ready, because in the next 90 minutes, you're going to hear one of the most detailed explanations of asset protection that I've ever heard. I had the privilege of meeting a gentleman named Gary C. Gary is an expert in asset protection. He will show you how to legally safeguard your wealth, property from lawsuits, creditors, bankruptcy, probate, and other financial disasters that can unexpectedly wipe you out. So get ready, take lots of notes, and this is the kind of interview you're going to want to hear more than once. Check the transcripts and let's get going. Enjoy. What's your expertise in financial planning and business structure that I want to pick your brain on? Because after talking to you earlier, I mean, you sound like an absolute genius. I want to ask you a lot about this stuff, so hopefully in the next couple hours I can pick your brain and learn as much as I can. I think everyone knows how important this is, but it's almost like when you're selling a preventative, people don't want to really think about these terrible things that can happen, but certainly they do, and the proper planning ahead of time, it's so important. What would you tell someone that doesn't want to face the reality how important this is? If you were to try and convince someone how important this is to properly plan this stuff and how you could solve this problem for them by doing all the hard work, I mean, is it going to be a pain in the butt for someone getting this set up, or is that what a professional financial planner, like with all your designations, does? Do you make it an easy process?
It is not necessarily an easy process to get it done. It takes money and some time and the proper structures and the proper documents. But the biggest problem I have with people is to get them to stop and think. I don't try to teach people a lesson or scare them. I just try to rattle the bird cage a little bit so they'll change their paradigm. I just remember that my motto is enjoy everything, own nothing. Let's imagine that we're looking at a castle in the middle of a moat, and it has two drawbridges. One is an entrance and one is an exit. And for some reason, someone puts all of their wealth inside of this castle, but they forget and leave the drawbridges down. So now anyone can come in, the IRS, plaintiffs, lawsuits, divorce, and steal all that cash and run out the other door, can't they?
Right. We got a drawbridge on each side of the castle.
Right. So what we need to do is pull up those drawbridges where anyone who's trying to attack or obtain our wealth can only sit on the bank of the moat and fish and hope that they catch something.
It's a great analogy.
That is the best fortress that you can ever have. And the way you create a financial fortress, Michael, is you separate your liabilities from your wealth. There is no law that says that you have to be totally liable for everything you own. For example, I like to set up a domestic trust that holds all of my wealth, my brokerage accounts, my investments, things of that nature in one entity. And then my automobiles are held in another entity. And the reason for that is if I go out and own everything and I have a car wreck, do you think that $100,000 is going to satisfy that plaintiff if I happen to kill the driver of the other car?
No.
No, the insurance is not going to cover it. What are they going to do? They're going to come after everything that I own. However, if an entity owns that car, well, let me put it this way. You walk into an attorney's office and you tell him a sad story, and it may be a true story, and you say, this guy hurt me, and I want you to sue him. And I don't have the money to pay you, but I need you to take it on a contingency, because this guy owns a business, and I know he's got money. And so the judge thinks, we got a good target here. And so what's the first thing an attorney does? He says, well, let me investigate this for a few days, and I'll call you back. So what he does, he gets his investigator to go out, and in about 72 hours, he'll know everything that you own or have a connection to. Now, if that investigator comes back and says, man, this guy, he owns 4 or 5 companies, he's got this, he's got that, we got a good prospect for a lawsuit here. Then the attorney's going to probably take a case on him. But on the other hand, if this investigator comes back and says, you know that guy that hit that other guy in the car accident? He doesn't own anything. He doesn't own a car. He doesn't own a house. He has no assets. Then the attorney's got two choices. First choice is probably what's going to happen. He's going to drop the case against you right then and there because it's just not worth his time. Or the other thing is he's going to get some money up front or ask for a larger contingency. And that generally will stop the lawsuit there in its tracks. So it's an asset protection move.
In our courts today, civil lawsuits are about one thing, money.
That's all they're about.
If there's no money, there's usually no civil lawsuit.
Well, if you can get $2 million for being stupid and spilling a cup of coffee on your lap, come on. You know, there's about 1 million attorneys in the United States now, and another 800,000 are going to graduate in the next 3 years. What are all these people going to do for a living? They're going to have to sue somebody to earn some fees. So predatory litigation is sadly the modus operandi. And so we have to protect ourselves against it. And people that don't think that they can have a lawsuit or don't think no one will sue them are sadly mistaken.
Do you know some stats on that off the top of your head?
There's over 600,000 lawsuits filed each year, basically for monetary and mental damage.
600,000.
600,000. The average doctor in a career of 10 years gets sued 3 times. So those are statistics.
Do you know some stories where they lose it all?
Yes, I do know stories where they lose it all, but most of my professional clients have never lost a dime. They had to pay off their malpractice insurances, but they haven't lost any personal wealth because they really don't own it. Let me ask you a question. Is what you see really what you see? Is it real or is it an illusion? Is there a different way to think about this? Is it possible, just barely possible, that you could ever be sued? If you understand that what you see is not necessarily true or real, that it's an illusion because of the type of education, we're all told to go to work, go get us a college education, work real hard to get a job, and we'll be successful. It takes an unusual person with an unusual attitude to be successful in the world today. It doesn't come free. You have to work for it. And if you're going to spend your lifetime or the next few years amassing some money, doesn't it make sense to ensure your success? Now, you can go out and buy traditional insurance and do some of the traditional type planning, or you can learn to play chess by your rules. I would rather play in my front yard with my ball. And if you don't like my rules, then I'm going to take my ball in the house and you can go home. And that's the nice thing about properly structuring your business is that you write the rules. And you can protect your lifetime's work by taking a little time now to set up your business properly and to listen to some coaching and some guidance and establish the thing the way it should be the first time. For some reason in life, there's always time to do things right the second time around. But it is much more prudent, efficient, and effective to do it right the first time out. So let me ask you a question. If you're going to put all this effort into establishing a business and that business becomes successful, are you willing to lose a lifetime's worth of work because you were too lazy to do the work on the front end? Now, I know that's hard talk, but you need to hear this. So my question is, if you're serious about protecting your future, then I am serious about helping. But if you're not concerned about it, and you're going to be like most people and turn over your stock portfolio to a broker to operate on an automatic pilot without any input or guidance from you because you want to go party instead of taking a couple hours a week and managing your money, then you deserve what you get. But if you want to have a successful investment experience, then you need to take control of your life and not farm it out. So yes, I'm going to ask you to do some hard work, but the other side of it is for your benefit. Anything worth having is worth working for. Life is like a garden. It's only successful if you work at it.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at hardtofindseminars.com. So go right now to hardtofindseminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to hardtofindseminars.com. Thanks for watching.